So yeah, I got a hydraulic handbrake. Now this is just a cheapo one off eBay. It was $40, but it's got a .75 cylinder, which is plenty big enough. And that's pretty much the standard size, and all it has to do is work. This is something that I'd rather pay $40 than $200 or $300 when it'll do the same job. But first thing I'm gonna do, I can't leave anything alone. I'm gonna start customizing it. Alright, so here it is after all that work. Now, obviously I painted this black. Before it was that silver color, and it just kind of looked childish to me. It kind of looked like a toy. I wasn't really fond of it. But I painted that black, and I actually give the manufacturer of this a lot of credit. I mean, this was a $40 thing, and they made it multi-way adjustable. Like, I obviously flipped it and converted it to a vertical e-brake, which actually has 3 holes here so I can adjust the angle of it, which is a really nice touch. And I was able to extend this out farther so I have more leverage when I pull it. So I give them a lot of credit for that. For such a cheap item, I'm actually really impressed with the quality of it. And I added a BMX grip just because I ride, and it's a little personal touch for myself. But overall, I think it looks a lot better, and hopefully it'll perform better. So yesterday I got this thing all customized, but now I'm going to move on to figuring out how I want it in the car, just position wise, and how I'm going to mount it. Right now I think I'm just going to weld tabs to the transmission tunnel and drill holes to mount it. That way I can just easily remove it if I ever have to. But I'm just going to go ahead and get started on that. So I've decided to mount it about here. Obviously I don't have interior, so it's not really hard to mount, but it's out of the way of shifting and still really close to the steering wheel, and there's enough room up here to pull it. So I think it's about the best position for me. Obviously it's kind of a tight fit with the seat here, so I'm sure that'll be fun working with. But now I'm just going to start making the little tabs to weld it to this transmission tunnel. So after all that work, I'm done as far as welding is concerned. It was actually pretty hard to weld just because the transmission tunnel, the metal was a lot thinner than I thought it would be. So it was really easy to burn through. It was hard to lay a nice bead, and I actually burned through in a few little spots, so I had to fill it with weld. And I mean, overall it came out decent. The welds look okay. I actually took a grinder to a few spots that I filled with weld just to even it all out. But I'm just going to call it a night, because I know the lighting is not very good in the garage, obviously, as you guys have probably noticed. So tomorrow I'm just going to take it out in the sunlight, clean the interior out, paint it, and then I can actually throw the e-brake in and the seats, and then I can move on to actually plumbing in and running the brake lines and everything like that. So it's the next day, and the car is looking really empty outside. But now I'm just going to move on to cleaning out the interior, getting everything painted so it doesn't rust. The interior looks terrible. And as you can see, I installed my new bucket seat to pull the car out of the garage. But I also bolted up the handbrake just to make sure everything lined up. It's not in there tight or anything. But I'm just going to clean it all up, get it painted, and then I'll move on to installing the brake lines. So now that it's all bolted up and everything, I can finally move on to making the thing actually work. And on a side note, the car definitely needs an interior overhaul, so I think I'm going to go to the junkyard at some point and get some carpet for it, because the interior is definitely the worst part of the car. So now I attached all the brake lines that I need to the hydraulic handbrake, and I ran it through the transmission tunnel and underneath the car. So now all that is left to do is just to find the stock brake line that runs to the rear and splice in my hydraulic handbrake, and then after that I just need to bleed the brakes and then I'm good to go. So now I fed the lines through, so really I just need to cut this line here and splice these in. So I finished up all the brake line work, and I really didn't film just because once you cut this brake line, it leaks fluid, and you have to work pretty fast, and also it's just dark in here. But now the hydro is officially hooked up, I am going to route these up a little better so they're not hanging down. But now all that's left to do is just to go and bleed all the brakes. Now I'm waiting on Mikey to get here so he can help me bleed my brakes, but here's how it looks in the car. Everything's completely mounted, all the lines are ran and everything. Now, obviously it doesn't really work yet because I got to bleed the brakes, but once we get that done, we'll take it out and see how it does. Alright, so I got the hydro all bled, which it was actually really hard. It took me 3 or 4 tries to get it somewhat right, and I don't even know if it works yet. So now we're just going to take it out, try it, and see if it even locks the rear brakes. So leaving the house and first pull the e-brake, let's see if it works. That is a definite yes. So yeah, the hydro works perfect, and I mean this is just a cheapo $40 one, and it works. Seriously, I could not have it work any better. As soon as you grab it, it's completely locking those tires up. So I mean, if you're looking for a hydro for cheap, I really recommend just the cheapo eBay one. Now I will do a full review on it, and you guys know I'll do tons of skid with this thing. It's going to get me into a lot of trouble, I already know. But if you enjoyed this video, drop a like, subscribe if you're not subscribed, and until then,